So many questions are coming to me from different people about exercise. How do I have enough energy for it? When do I do an exercise? Which exercises to be done? And I'm getting a whole bunch of questions. So I wanted to do a full-length video on this topic. Those of you who have followed the channel for a while know that I did not lose weight through exercising. And I didn't bring it in until around 240 something pounds, and it was only once a week. It was body weight exercises only plus walking, and the walking was just about 2 or 3 times a week, if that. And I was normally active at a job. After that, I brought in, when I got to about 210 pounds, I started bringing in walk running, and that was about twice a week, once or twice a week, and plus some dumbbells, which I've stayed with until recently. My company paid for a gym membership, so I've taken it up a next level. The working out and fasting are both very important. Fasting puts you in a regenerative state. So as you age and as your body declines, you're able to reclaim your health. That said, so does exercise, because you can't let your muscles degenerate. As you get older, you'll lose muscle mass. If you're a man, your testosterone will drop. If you're a woman, your natural hormone levels will begin to recede, and you will start to have different problems. Some of that is there's nothing you can do about, but some of that you can slow down. So here's my routine for those of you who have asked. I now do the gym about 2 to 3 days per week at least. I'll go in one day and do biceps and do lat pulls and a little bit of back, and then finish off with some stair-stepping cardio activity. The next day I will do triceps, I will do chest, and I will do shoulders, because those are essentially the same muscle. And then I will give myself a couple of days off, since I'll be sore, and then I will go back at it, or I'll just do some standard cardio, some high-intensity interval training, which consists of walking and running. I'll go into that in another video. It's not important the exercises you do. It's not important your technique. There's plenty of channels on YouTube you can crawl all over and get all sorts of much better advice on exercise than I can give you. I know what works for me, and I know what's really good. I also know I am not a fanatic when it comes to working out. I work out, and it's a big part of my life I wouldn't get rid of. But yeah, I'm not a career person who works out like some fitness people and like some people who do boxing. Which, by the way, brings us to another question. A guy sent me a couple of weeks ago, and he says, I'm at an ideal weight, and I'm very physically active. I'm a boxer. Can I do OMAD? Yes, you can, but here are the problems that you have to determine whether you're a professional athlete or not, really, if it's going to be right for you. Remember, OMAD is based on creating scarcity. So when in a society with too much commercialism and too much food, the only thing you can really do is to set up a feast and famine scenario. And that's what you've done with OMAD. As you're losing, you're going to cut your food down to a very small portion, and you're going to fast the rest of the day like you've been told. As you get to maintenance, you're going to increase the size of your meal if you want to stay with one meal, and you're going to eventually get to a point where you maintain weight. But you have to factor into account the feasting season, because as you're getting more active, your body's going to call for more food. So eventually it may not be as efficient for you to go with one meal anymore. Now, this is what people don't sometimes like to hear. They think they have to be an OMAD loyalist. You don't have to be an OMAD loyalist. You can still fast 1 or 2 days a week completely if you want to, and get great benefits, regenerative benefits of fasting, without sacrificing your level of energy. Some people prefer 5 or 6 small starch-based and protein-based meals for energy between workouts that are easy to digest and that are more efficient. OMAD is less efficient in that regard than smaller meals. The reason being, it takes longer to digest a larger meal than it does smaller meals. So there's nothing wrong with cycling on and off more meals when you need to work out, especially if you're like this gentleman who wrote me, who is a professional, who doesn't need to worry about losing weight, and who just wants to have energy for top game performance. There's no harm in that. You're not going to sacrifice what you've gotten. And if you do want the benefits of fasting, then wait till one of your days off when you're not working out and do a complete fast, maybe a complete water fast, and your body you'll get to enjoy the benefits of fasting. Maybe take a second day, just in case, to get an even more of a reward. That said, it is also possible to do a 1 meal a day format and have energy. Here's how I do it. I go to the gym at around 11 a.m. about 3 days a week. And I get a hard workout. And then when noon, 12:45, I'm done, about 1, I'm going to go and I'm going to eat right then. So I'm going to be tired and I'm going to be coming off a lot of adrenaline flowing through me because I've been pushing my muscles. And I'm going to eat a good sized meal. Now, good size for a 6'4" man is 3,300 to 3,900 calories, maybe more. Sometimes I'll get about 4,500 because when you're active, you're going to burn right through that. But you also have to have glycogen reserves on your body because you're going to get really tired. I do my workout in the morning when I've had the previous day's meal to fully absorb into my body. I love how I feel. I love the way I work out. And that gives me a good nearly 2 hours of constant energy, uninterrupted energy, where all of the blood that's around your organs and in your stomach for digestion isn't there. It's in your limbs. You've fully adjusted to it. I know I have. And then I'll come and work out, and I'll be able to take it easy for a while. That meal will digest, and I'll have another go round. I do that about 3 days a week, and I divide up the muscle groups like I just mentioned. So the question is, are you able to eat enough in that one meal for the rest of your day? But here's the second problem. Your body can only hold about 16 hours of glycogen reserve. So if you are working out too hard, you may need a pick-me-up. You may need a glass of sweet tea. You may need a shake. You may need something else if you don't work out right then, or if you work out multiple times and multiple muscle groups at different points, you may need a little bit of extra help than just the one meal because, again, we have an efficiency problem. Your body can only hold so much sugar for high-intensity activities. And sugar is the most easily absorbed of all of the types of energy that your body has. You have whatever you eat that's in your stomach and in your drinks that is converted into glucose for energy. But what you also have is the fat storage that's on you. It's not good for working out though because your body has to go through a lot to get to it. And then you can only burn so much fat per day, and then your body turns over to burning muscle, which is never a good idea, which is one of the reasons you don't want to work out when you're fasting. And I keep seeing people make this mistake. Please don't do that. You're hurting your body. You're going to make yourself sick, and you're going to compromise your immune function as a whole. So when do I work out? I work out just before the meal on a daily basis, and enough to get a really good workout. If it's a lighter workout, if it's something like just walking, I don't worry about it because I'll have plenty of energy for that. On your nutrition for working out, one of the best things that I have found works for me is starch. White rice, veggies with fruits, a select amount of fruits, sometimes dried fruits like raisins, and one of the best things on the planet, nuts. And I don't care if they're chocolate-covered peanuts. I don't care if they're M&Ms. Any kind, walnuts, almonds, they're all good. And they are one of the best things you can get. You need fat, you need protein, but you definitely need complex carbs. You need starches. I believe in starches. Those of you who have seen my meals know that's true. I'll do that and I'll have a lot of energy. I'll even eat out sometimes. I'll go out to a restaurant that's junky. And because it's so calorie dense, you can get your meal a lot easier. You can get your calories a lot easier. You can go out and have a Big Mac or a Whopper dripping with cheese, and hey, you know what? You're going to have a good workout because you're going to have a lot of calorie density. You're going to get your salt, which your body sweats out, and that's why a lot of these bodybuilders in the off season, you'll see them put on about nearly 100 pounds because they'll go out there and just like that bear I've talked about, you'll see them pack on the weight because your body stores with the building blocks of what you eat. You are what you eat, but you also carry what you eat. And so if you're not eating, you're not going to have as good a workout. Just don't go crazy in any one direction. You don't want to always eat out, and you don't want to always do little tiny dinners that don't have enough calorie density. And that's another problem, is if you're doing one meal of only fruit and veggies and organic stuff, you're going to have to eat a tremendous amount of something like that. That is just absolutely astounding to get your calories. You're going to be eating a lot more, and you're probably not going to feel as good. I like a smaller calorie dense daily meal that I know is going to give me the calories to succeed. So what's the conclusion here? The conclusion is find your rhythm, and don't think like a loyalist. Don't think I have to always eat once a day. Don't think that. But if you do want to, just know that you're going to need to stock up appropriately. If you can either pack a bunch of little bags or you can pack one really big bag. There is no right or wrong about it. It is all in how you want to carry your life and your daily activities. We all carry a load. We want that load to be as light as possible, but we don't want to shortchange ourselves. So working out, we do it because we have to stay ahead of the game. We do it because we have to preserve these bodies, because as we age, we degenerate. How do you stay in a state of regeneration? You fast and you work out, but you've got to make sure that those are happy neighbors.